And we are live. Hello, every fluffy. This is Caddie with you here tonight, feeling rather yowdish. I am in a kitty-themed world today because I was in this kitty-themed world earlier today and I thought it was really cute, so I saved it. So y'all get to deal with the fact that kitties. Caddie. I'm thinking of a word, and it's not kitty. Anyone guess what it is? Nobody. Oh. Ugh, ads. Sorry there, Denny. Yes. Yes?
I'm going to fix your OBS real quick.
What's the matter?
Your desktop is popping through. Easy fix, I know how to fix it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's it.
Was it just like off?
Boom. No. Okay, no, that's not fixing it.
That's good enough, honestly.
You can continue. This isn't going to affect anything you do, sweetie.
Okay.
Oh, unless you
Well,
click
yeah, I
anything.
kind of need that. That's why it's going to affect me.
Okay.
Sorry. Alright, I'll go ahead and leave you there.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm stuck. I can't touch things Otto's playing with. The Otto's playing with my stuff. Yay for Kitty Themed World, says Nepal. Ugh ads, says the Denny. Emmy, yes, you may join. I can't click for a few moments because my stuff is busy. Because Foxy's playing with it.
Yeah, sorry. I'll have to fix it after the stream. Go ahead, you're done.
This is fine. It's fine. It's all good. Nepal goes Mew. MEV pounce on Nepal. Eat. Hey, no. Hey, yay, hi, Emmy. Yay, hi, Emmy. But yes, hi to everyone. Heidi, Heidi ho. Oof. It is a lovely Monday. I hope you all had a good Friday the 13th and didn't do anything too scary. I got my alert there from Emmy. Ta-da. Sure. You can join me. Very hard to find me. This is a gigantic world. It's huge and big. Bigly huge. But I did find a solution. Apparently, honestly, it kind of sucked for me, but oh well, and it's now, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had a bad Friday the 13th. But it's over, so happy Monday the, whatever today is, 16th. Yay, happy Monday the 16th. And I found a solution, apparently, to my jitteriness, and that is to be as absolutely far away from my desk as possible. Something over there is apparently causing interference. So I am not near that right now. In fact, I'm in the exact opposite corner of our actual computer room. Emmy says she has something that will shock me. Well, that's fine. You can come on over. Whenever you get loaded all the way, that is. Oh no, as a word you were thinking about, is it plush? No, it was kitty. Therefore, you're not in my head. Hello, little hubbo. Emmy, you're cute.
I found
Same basic model Hopkin there. Nice. Looks good on you.
I also found a leopard and a metal hobo.
Nice. Always good to find fun things to be. Another benefit of being on this side of the room, I actually have a footrest, so my feet are up on the couch. Cheating. Cheating's good. Yay, an enemy appears on the stream. Yes, she does. There she is. There she is, Miss Hobo. Black and white, and changing into something else. Watermelon flavor. Watermelon flavor. Num 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 num.
Watch him, Buster.
What? Watermelons are yummy.
Yeah, but I'm not an edible version. Here's my leopard.
I'm not gonna eat you, silly. In fact, food was one of the topics I had for today. And Eddie went all diamonds again. And there she is. Spoppy. She went Nepal version. Little Spoppy Hubbobo. Cute. Oh my god, love. Nepal loves it. Nepal says I won't be able to get on VR until after I make Din Din, which will be here soon. Soon. Yay! Well, Nepal's getting some foods. Hot diggity. Well, I was thinking about this the other day, and depending on your perspective, vegetarians are potentially crueler than people that are purely meat eaters. Denny says, I have a cute Abby to show you, Caddie. Oh, you can feel free to join as well. I don't mind. Thinking about it, people complain that one of the bigger issues people have that are vegetarian is you have to kill the animal to eat it. And that's fair. Yes, you kill an animal to eat it. If you're eating an animal alive, that's really sadistic. But, you know, that's you. But plants, the thing about plants is, a lot of the times, we don't kill them before we eat them. Like, legit, most of the vegetables that are in someone's salad are effectively still alive when you're munching on them. So, like, a lettuce, a celery, a carrot, those are all kind of living still whenever we go to eat them, which is sort of creepy. I'm gonna go with creepy, but you know, that's the thing. So at least predatorials kill their meat before they eat it, whereas a vegetable might still be alive. That's a fun, weird fact for all of you. You know, you're not wrong. It is correct, Nepal. It is the scary kind of correct. And I picked this particular location because I was sitting it this morning for several hours in the back of someone else's stream, and I liked it, so I showed up here. Because it was pretty cozy. And something about it being a National Cat Day or something felt just right. That is something not to think about when eating a salad. Yeah, Yeah, you know. Most plants are listed to not feel pain. Ara ara, Denny. Ara ara. Ara. Ara ara. Uh, there are some plants, though, that have a reaction when they're being damaged to, like, fold the stem or the leaf or whatever. Probably the cruelest sounding food that is a non-plant weed is like most shellfish, because if you don't cook them quickly and immediately as they die, they release toxins into their meat and then they become inedible. So, like, most shrimp you get are most people that buy shrimp buy cooked shrimp. You still can buy fresh shrimp; those don't all kill themselves. Most crab you get in, at least in this country, is actually all pre-cooked, and you're just steaming it back to tasty. Lobster's good gravy. Yeah, that's one of the ones that is pretty much deadly if you ate it. Hi, the little angel habobo. You're cute. Oh, I'm going to harass him with that later.
Who are you gonna harass?
Yes.
Or Marty
Hmm. Some little angel.
Oh, don't do it because I found a claw.
Yes, do it, because the...
It's not done by Hopper. It's a public avatar I found of the Hopkins public world.
That's fine. I still torture him. It's half the fun. And it's
We need to do
adorable.
it together, but you can't tell that I have something to show him eventually. Ooh.
Mow. Well, it is adorable.
Caddie, do you like Pokemon?
I likes Pokemans. Also, someone...
Okay, incoming surprise.
Yes, please join me. Oof. Pokemon. Hi, Scorb. Who's a good little Scorb bunny? I have Scorb bunny plushie in our living room. He gets on a lot of my fursuit videos. Partly because I have him in a tutu. Cute.
I also have one of the rare, it's the funky looking Skolamax from Scarlet. I've got Cyndaquil, Charmander, and another one.
I got one big scary one. Avatars. Oh, I have two Pokemons actually. I got this one. And the camera is now off. There. I mean, no one would have ever guessed I like this guy. Here comes a little pink, I have no idea what. And wow, you filled up the room. Oh, that's a chow. Hello, Big Dragon. I have some of you in Pokemon Go. I do not have any chows in Pokemon Go.
This is Rory Blue from Scarlet.
Hi. You're big and scary. And now there's a big and scary Chow. And avatars. This one I've worn more than a few times on stream. Partly because he works well. Barely is tilting quite heavily though. Nah. The camera's not agreeing with me wherever it ended up. Oh, that's why it's way down there. Not that far up. Good enough. Caddie. You're both adorable. But I think I will stick with something more simple. Standard. Caddie-ish. Back to normal. Where did I go? Oh. The camera's over there. That's better. And now I'm back on camera. Little hubba-bubba. Where the other little... Oh, there you are. You have a very small hubba-bubba right now. Ding. Alright, now let's see me. Where did I lose myself? They're not spots, they're rosettes. You are correct, Nepal. Those are rosettes. Denny says, I am cute, Abby, to show me. Yes, I'm assuming that was the Chow, and yes, it was adorable. Nepal says, yay! And you are a sweet little Hodgkin there. And Abby's butt's in the camera. No, that's her head is in the camera. Wild says, that's something not to think about. When he sound, this is correct. No, it's technically kind of correct. And I did do that RR. Fopsy, all those tasty salad screams. Tasty salad screams. And Fopsy agrees. Yes, it is some sort of marshmallow we have to annoy with and amuse with that. And that's going to happen. And Wild says, yay for Pokemons. Also, yay for Pokemons. There's a kitty plushie on me. Y'all are silly. Well, it's a day. It's not a bad day today. We went out for hibachi on Saturday, which we haven't done in... I don't think we've actually had hibachi since lockdown in 2020. And it was really nice to get back to Kodo and get the full show and all of those delicious, freshly cooked in front of you foods. I was amused that... Hello, large kitty. Over there. Everyone at out of our group got a different meat. One fillet, one scallop, and one that was shrimps. I was the shrimpies. And like almost everyone was like, but you get shrimp with your meal. I'm like, I just want a lot of shrimp. You know, that's one of the few times where I have ever eaten out and it's something shrimp, and I feel like you actually get a decent quantity of shrimp, not like, oh, you got the shrimp lo mein. Well, there's 6 tiny little shrimps in your noodle plate, and that's it. No, this is usually like a dozen pretty darn good size, maybe 2 bites shrimp, even for a big biter like me. So that makes for a really good filling pile of stuff, and that does not include the fried rice and the vegetables. So, oof, I got my filling in. I felt so good. I also did the naughty and got one eel avocado roll, because if a place serves eel avocado rolls, I feel bad if I don't get one, because I really like them. And it's only like $6, so it's hard to say no to that. Delicious eel. But yes, Wild, you obviously know which, specifically the name of that restaurant being Toto, where we were eating, and it was good. You know, it's interesting to actually be able to have my stuff functioning correct after all this time of... For the longest time when I was in VR, I was having issues with my left hand getting jittery. It's not perfect, but it's mostly good. I'm wondering if something about my tracker base station was causing interference or something, because all of those little USB dongles are at that desk, and if I'm not next to that, that might be less radio interference. I say radio in the sense of just transmitted signal, less radio interference of a similar range that the controllers might also be using. Wonder if I can change any of those frequencies to be anything a little different. And the two little hopkins are over by the control panel of this world playing with things, which scares me. Oh, someone found the kitty mask. Meow. Ah, it was the mirror you're looking for. Meow. That whole wall is a mirror. That's a big mirror. Right now, effectively, I'm looking at a mirror, so it doesn't make much difference to me if I see it or not. Since I'm actually looking at my stream, so I know what I'm looking like for all of you lovelies. I find it interesting, since I moved my hip tracker to my left side, I now look like I'm pouncing forward as opposed to look like I'm leaning back and try to show you my bajingo. Which, no, I'm not going to try and show you a bajingo. And no, this model doesn't have one, so you would lose. You would lose. One interesting Twitch analytic achievement that I'm going to achieve in this stream, but I think I may technically already have, but it doesn't register until this is done. Having streamed for a total of 250 hours. Had my Monday stream last week gone as planned, I would have been over that already. But as of before this stream started, I was 249.61 out of 250 hours on that goal. So, yay! The goal of just do it a lot. I love just do it a lot. That particular goal has several other further iterations, one of which goes all the way up to, did I stream for 2,000 hours? So that one's going to take just a heartbeat at my 2 streams a week system. So don't expect that one to disappear off my list anytime soon. And don't expect this little Habobo to disappear either. And he's being cute. Cute. And yes, I do find it further irony that I was hanging out in this same room with another little white Habobo angel today. And I was the one not doing the streaming at the time. I was the one snuggling on a Duff Band, who obviously is welcome. But for him, it's 5 in the morning when I start here, so I don't expect him to get up for this. Yeah. My current sewing project is going nicely. I'm adding fur trim to a bathrobe I picked up at the Wally Marts. And it's a rather soft, like short pink fur. And it's a very bright, like highlighter pink, okay? Neon pink. So I was all about that, and I'm adding a light pink fur trim to it. Long pile up along the neckline and down most of the way down the length, and then short pile down the remainder and around the bottom. Long pile on the sleeves, and I haven't decided I was doing long pile or short pile on the pocket cuff, but I'll figure that out when I get to that part. That's future me's problem. When I say future me, at the rate I'm going, that might be pretty soon. Emmy, Fopsy, I feel bad that I found this when I was looking for similar hub. You don't have to feel bad. Honestly, if you find things, you find them. That's what finding free stuff's all about. Find weird stuff and wear it. I got a lot of weird free stuff. I love wearing all my weird stuff. Though on camera, most of the time I have been being Lion because I like being this character. I really found this to look a lot like Caddie, which amuses me still. We found a practically perfect Caddie the VR avatar without any major changes. The only thing I want is more outfits, really, and the Fopsy's learning how to do that. So one day, maybe. Isn't that right, little bouncy Emmy?
Wow, I bombed high.
You bounce high. You're a high bounce. Not very high. Nope. I am not very springy. Whew. Chat back up. So that project is going away very quickly. I am rather amused how fast that's just whipping off the sewing table, as it were. Hello, Batman fan. Welcome to the fun. We are chatting tonight, so welcome to the chat. As far as I've gotten on the bathrobe so far, the front of all the fur trimmer on the perimeter has been sewn on. All pieces of the fur trim perimeter are sewn together. And I just have most of the bottom to sew the closure on. So probably not going to come on Foxy stream tomorrow. I'm probably going to be sitting at my desk finishing sewing that. Denny is wearing a trash can lid and carrying milk. This is adorable. This is a today. Tail wag. All right, I'm gonna have to stand up for that. Hold on. Kicking back. Sorry. Didn't mean to bump into your chair. There we go. Get you some tail waggies in here. That's actually a good height. Perfect. I'll pull back for it as soon as I sit down. Who's Benny? I don't know who's Benny. Okay. Which way am I twisted? That way. Alright. There we go. Umbilical. Check. Butt on chair. Check. Feet back up on couch. Comfy. Check. Here we are. Ta-da! Who is Benny? I don't know who Benny is. I know who Emmy is. Watch, you almost squished me. I'm sorry, sweetie. I was having to be careful about where I was in the real world to not break things for real. Oh, okay. I'm not even sure what Benny you're talking about there, Batman fan. Oh, that got all big. I know instead you try and break me, Goofy. Well, yeah, I can't break you at least. You're digital. Oh, VR. Yes, we are in VR right now. This is VR chat. We are just chitty-chatting in VR chat today. That'd be the normal Monday show. Emmy, are you hiding under me? Yes, yes you are. Ta-da! Oh, never mind. The Ermine. Okay. And Denny, you look adorable with that trash can. Trying to find your lap and not working. Yes, that trash can lid looks adorable. Silly pink poof. I'm sorry, sitting on my lap is not as easy as it seems. And I knew I had some other sewing projects I really wanted to work on. And
Sorry, Daddy, I didn't mean to take your trash can.
Okay.
Don't get used to desktop controls. Oh, Daddy, by the way, I know how much the new quest is. It's
Oh.
$500.
oh, well, that's not too bad. Okay, I'll let her beat. No, nothing good. Ta-da! Well, that sounds affordable anyway. I might consider one for traveling, but kind of hard to budget for something that I'd only have for some of the time when I'd be using this critter like most of the time. You know, the other day I was thinking I would actually write down my sewing project so I don't forget what I wanted to do. And I already started to forget stuff I wanted to do. Typical. Typical. One of the things I was thinking about was a non-attached tail for Mewtwo, so I can have that as more of a partial than he already is. I think I can manage that without too much hassle. Assuming I have any dark purple satin still in my drawer. Shouldn't take too much. I mean, I'm only looking for something that'll be big enough to be my height variant tail, not something I've tried to replicate his giant cone of doom butt. Emmy says, if and when I get a job, I'm saving money to visit my uncle, my best friend, and maybe two of our favorite beans down in Florida and Legoland. Oh, that's nice. Well, I hope you are able to go on all of them their trips. I would love to go on more trips myself. Thinking about Disney World in 2025. That's our guesstimate plan right now. Disney World 2025. Because 2024 is basically already out in our books since we like to go in the beginning of the year, and it's past time. We can easily book that. And good news, as of the start of next year, park passes are no longer going to be a thing. Oh, now I'll be on a mission to try and find a baby Hobobo. I think that's listed as the Chibi Hobobo, so if you're looking for it, that might be the right name to find. Blur. But yeah, the stupid park pass system is going away, which is good. So you don't have to register that you're going to be in, say, Magic Kingdom in the morning. Park hopping is still going to be something like, I think it's like 2 p.m. it has to be before you can end up in a second park. But that's way better than you have to go to the park you registered for and then you can go to the other one. Because that was stopping from long ago. And second, the meal plan is actually available. We were actually gonna go with not having the meal plan next time because though I can, and I use the word loosely, can eat enough to make the meal plan worthwhile, Fopsy does not. That is an adorable hat. Yes, there are. Are you having fun adventuring?
Yeah, I found a pool.
Yay! Pool! I think in VR pool. Yeah, she's good at it. I'm definitely not. I'm good at real pool. I have my own pool cue and everything. It's in the other room. And apparently Emmy did glitch out of VR, so she'll be back. Nice. But we were looking at the last few times we went to Disney World with the meal plan. I was feeling bloaty most of the time in general because we ate so much. Fopsy felt bad that she couldn't finish all her food most of the time because lunch and dinner always would come with an appetizer, an entree, which includes, plus your sides and things like vegetables or whatever, and a dessert. And the first couple times we went included a fountain beverage with every meal, and the last time we went, it included an alcoholic beverage as an option as well. What is it trying to get me to grab? Oh, so plushy. Go over there. But honestly, it felt like we were just eating too much, getting too full, and not actually getting to enjoy the park because we would eat till we felt like we weren't wasting money, and then, well, we feel too full to do things. How many characters do I have? Yes. As far as VR avatars, about 40. As far as fursuits goes, last time I checked, about 20. I'm saying about because I can't remember for sure. And yeah. Curious. Let's see over in here. Pop that back up. Water number 4. Just give that a refresh now. Trying something. I don't expect it to work, but yeah, it's still down. There we go. Minimize that one. No, I do not need that right now. Yeah, we have quite a few fursuit critters in this house. In fact, we just added a new one as of Saturday. And if you check my Twitter, Mastodon, or Fur Affinity, I posted a picture of her to all 3 of those so far. And I posted my Blue Sky, but I don't have a link in to that in my thing here because you're limited to 5 links. What's it in? What is it? Oh, it's a verb. Her name is Capri. She is a macaw. And there's a fish. Then you be eating fishies. She is a very pretty green macaw, and I got the pleasure of being the first of the 2 of us to wear her, and she's pretty darn comfy. I like it. So yeah, that's something that got added to our lives. It's always fun having more critters in our entourage. That is a fursuit that both myself and the Fopsy Woo are sharing, so it is not just mine. So if you see it, there is a good chance it'll be one of the 2 of us. And I almost ended up with a tiger at one point. I hear Denny, but I do not see him. He's somewhere. I almost ended up with a tiger fursuit a few years ago when a friend was feeling like she would, he would want to get rid of the character. Transgender person, that the timeline makes so much sense whenever you're in your head and you're trying to remember who is what when and why. And I know the official answer by most people is always answer with most current gender at all times. So I confused myself there. Anyway, he was considering getting rid of his tiger fursuit, partial, and ended up deciding to keep it for now and possibly just redoing the tail to make it more like current character. I do own a lioness and a lion cub. I have Bursty, and I have Caddie. Caddie looks a heck of a lot like this, but with just a little less hair. And his eyes are a little bit bluer. I actually made these ones more purple because I kind of liked the idea of it. I had the option, and it's a slider, so I figured it was okay. And I am sorry your VR crashed there, Emmy. Hopefully you can get back in if you wanted to. I'm not going to deny you re-entrance. I will happily permit you in. Hmm. It has been a lovely last week or two here since the temperature went back down again. The highest high over the last week was 67 Fahrenheit. So we have obviously had the air conditioner off. In fact, we've had windows open since it dropped below 80 again. And it's been that way in our house since. All the windows that can be open, all the windows that can easily be open are open. The one in the kitchen above the sink is not open because the other side of it is spiders. And I'm just, that's their space. They can have that window. Some of the windows that are potentially openable are behind furniture in a way that would be very inaccessible, and even if you did open them, that just, wow, you cooled the back of the couch. Or the back of the Lego table. That is not effective. It's super ineffective. And to the spare bedrooms, we can open windows. We just didn't. Part of it did come down to inconvenient, and part of it was we know Windows season is very short in the fall when you're switching between too friggin' hot to not have the air conditioner still on, and then back to immediately too cold and to have the windows open. We already have at least one of our local friends who asked us, "You guys got your heat on yet?" And we answered, "No. We have windows open." I even still have one of the fans on in a window. The bedroom has a fan sucking in cool air because I sleep so much better when it's nice and cool. And for me, this is what I call free air conditioning period, where I can just enjoy. I am way better sleeping with cool air on my face and warm blankets on my body. Urinal. Yarn. I need a little water. There it is. Got it. That's good. It's actually nice being here in VR and not having problems. I mentioned it earlier, but yeah, this is nice. I can take this non-problems any day. Also, let's see if that works. Is it lifting? Nope. I think my legs went to sleep. Either that or they're actually not tracking. Well, that's fine. I'm just sitting with my feet propped up on the couch anyway. And the trackers may have gone CP Pie. I can see them when I go into the menu. In fact, it shows full battery. Weird. Fine, I guess they're just not happy with life. Because I can see them popping up. I wonder if VR chat just decided it doesn't like them at the moment. I'm not super concerned since we're not needing to see them or anything, but that's just weird. Use my tracker to wake it up. Especially that's my hip. Probably. Oh, thank you, hip. That's lovely. Yep, it was asleep. And now my tracking's all wonky. Perfect! Alright, I guess I'll stand up and fix my tracking. See, that's what I get for touching things. I should learn that touching things is not my permission. Alright, turn to position. Alright, back in the wiggle. Hey, my feet are decided to work again. Well, that's good. Get back in my chair. Put it on just the pillow a little bit. You go. That's better. Sorry about that. Little T-bows for dominance. I am not sure where Denny ran off to. I know there's other rooms in here, but he must be off playing or something. I'm just going to call you Drake. Hello, Drake. Welcome to the fun. Emmy, tech issues, Wi-Fi's being funky. Oh, I'm sorry. Stupid internets. Tell your internets to behave. I went on my about monthly Sam's Club run on Saturday. Because we're not out of, but I was down my limit on a couple of things. Well, there were one of my trackers that just went off into oblivion. Well, that was nice of it. That was my hip. Apparently my hip is not in the mood to be with us today. Can't just turn that one back on. And now it's back in its house. Oh. Emmy is apparently back to life. Yay! Take 2 or 3. Well, welcome back. Oh, there's our cute little bunny. There is, Denny. You look really good in that dress, by the way. Pretty bunnies. One thing that we were not out of, but I'd run down to my personal limit, was toilet paper. And a month ago, I went to Sam's Club, and I saw the price of a cube of Charmin was like $28. And I was like, ugh. I don't want to pay for $28. If it's that much, it's probably going to be that much at the regular stores too. I'll pick it up later. I don't feel like it right now. And then I went to Walmart the next week. And I saw the toilet paper there. Same cube. $40. Why is 30 rolls of toilet paper $40? That makes no sense to me. So when I went back to Sam's Club, I picked it up when I was there. A pack, the same size, approximately brick worth of paper towels at Sam's Club was only $20. Which I also had to pick up when I was there this time. We were down to 1 cube of each, and I like to have a cube and the cube we're working on in stock, so fix that. The cube of toilet paper is probably about a year's supply, so it's not like we were even desperate, but I'm just trying to be ahead of the game. I hate whenever you run out of something like that and you find out, oh, the store's out of stock, and you're like, uh-oh. And yay, Nepal has noms. Nepal has noms. Nepal has noms. Yay for Nepal have noms. And he says, I don't know if it's your end or mine.
Daddy, could she hear me?
I can hear you.
No, Nepal on chat.
She should be able to hear you.
Hi, little Miss Plash Plash.
Yep. The little BB line went over whenever you were talking, so theoretically, yep. Nepal says yes. She can hear you. And she says hi to you too. I don't know if it's on your end or mine. The add-on for Cult Land thing is on. Yeah, I just don't turn it off because it just kind of disappears off on its own whenever I'm not using it. I'm a lazy streamer and I fail to turn off extensions that aren't really relevant. I think you can like hide it or ignore its little praying man dot that shows up if you're not clicking on it. Wow. Zzz.
Caddie, I had a big adventure on Saturday.
Ooh, where'd you go?
I went to downtown Boise, that I'm from, and I had for a little breakfast snack, I had a pork belly open-faced bow sandwich. For lunch, I had noodles, no meat.
Ooh, sounds like a fun trip. Pork, the bao buns in general are usually really tasty. I approve, and pho
My
is
favorite
dish.
though, Caddy, is I've had my favorite bao bun is the one that I had at I've had pork bao buns in Kauai, Hawaii.
Ooh, never been to the Hawaii. I hope you had fun when you were
And
there.
I've also had wild pork sausage.
Ooh. Growing up in western Pennsylvania, I had a lot of meats that you probably shouldn't eat when I visited relatives. You found a sparkler?
It's a pop.
Woohoo! Pocky! Delicious Pocky. Looks like it's even pink Pocky. Best flavor. I know I've had squirrel, rabbit, deer. My avatar has effed off. Okay, there I'm back. Tracking! Like, my camera was still here. I was still staring here. My body had just gone on a party. Good for it. Hi there. Comfy there, Abby?
I'm still trying to figure out desktop thingies for VR. Having no luck. I don't know the letters or the command to give you hugs and stuff.
I don't think there are commands for that. I apologize. Danny's being a bunny. Danny's a bunny. And Abby's a bunny-like creature. Yeah, my hip tracker is just not in the mood today, apparently. I'm sorry. Your internet's being rude. Doot. Toilet paper is not something you want to run out of. You got that right, Nepal. I am very much opposed to the concept of running out of TP. When I was a kid, I remember we would go usually one pack at a time with potentially a backup pack. But Mom also would go to the grocery store like 4 times a week. So it's not like we were ever not going to have someone going to the store to be able to pick up another 6-pack or something. But nowadays, I find it weird to not have a large supply of rolls available in the house at any given time. Let's see. Back to Nepal said, "Yeah, I hear Emmy. Hi, Emmy." And that sounded tasty. And then I gotta hydrate. Drake asked, "Is that a guest?" Well, there's an Emmy and there is a Denny here. That's good water. I've actually been needing that. I'm apparently thirsty tonight.
Daddy, do you want to see something silly?
Fun.
Look up, look up, look up.
I've been looking up. Plop. Purple plop. And Nepal says, "I'll be on VR soon." And Drake says, "I'll be out of toilet paper. Being out of toilet paper is bad." Yes, it really is. Good thing that water bottle didn't spill. Yes, Emmy, I think Drake was mentioning that you were something that he was curious was another person. And I see Jenny's getting into VR in VR. Is this VRception?
It feels really weird on my face right now.
So how many VRs deep can we get? I have a lap.
Caddie, I do believe that they actually have a pair of glasses by Ray-Ban that's ultra level, although kind of like a virtual thing.
Cool. Augmented reality could be interesting. That looks adorable on you. Yeah, the little bunny with the VR headset. Though it doesn't follow you immediately, it like is behind as you move. It lags. Hi, Nepal. Welcome to the fun.
Caddie, am I sitting on your lap or am I still under you? I think being a tiny little heartwood twin makes me look...
You're kind of invoking my lap, which is fine. It's close enough. You're a pink puddle.
Okay, the phone, hold still.
Emmy's having fun. Foxy says you could say the headset's tracking is a bit. You're adorable. And Emmy says, I'm a friend of this goofy lion we call Caddie. Yes. Yes, Emmy is. And yes, Emmy is still a little new to this stuff. But that's okay. Everybody has to be new at some point. You're still a squish kitty. Yeah. There's a Foxy behind me and I got a kiss. Hi, Wild. Giving us the derp face. Looking forward to seeing you on the 31st there, Little Wild. Whichever critter you decide to be, either a deer or an inflatable Vulpix, or whichever other critter you feel like at the moment. We're good for whatevs. I have decided it's either going to be, if it's cool enough, I'll be probably my purple husky Susservine, and if it is warmer, I will be Minnie Mouse. At the moment, we're looking at probably cooler. So, Husky Fluff most likely. Hi, Charmander. Char.
Really high.
Bring it. Denny be having the ping. Wild says, very likely Vulpix. I'm looking forward to Halloween night. Yay! It is fun to stand around in costume and entertain people for an extended period of time. Aww.
Prior to everybody.
You're cute, Abby. Don't feel like doing the treats there, Nepal? Hanging out and feeding the children sugar?
Just going
Caddie, Nepal, and Debbie, I gotta go. The cheat is making me even more. Ugh.
It's okay, sweetie. It's fine. I appreciate you having been here. You go take care of yourself and don't get sick.
You feel better.
We cheat. We don't even pass out candy at our own house. We go to a friend's house and we do the first shooting as a group together. We've been doing that for a few years. Sorry about that. Boing, boing, boing. I'm feeling pretty happy at the moment, which is a good thing. I did bake some brownies last night, and that was tasty. We have most of a 9x13 of brownies left in the fridge, depending on how much the Fopsy had tonight after eating Din Dins. Milk. I wish. I did buy vanilla ice cream. I'm risking it for the ice cream. One little tub of Purple Cow vanilla bean ice cream. Purple Cow is the generic for Meyer. Purple Cow is good brand. I agree, Wild. They make some pretty good. Or go Ding. Somebody go Ding. Well, thank you for following there, Carolyn. Carolyn? I didn't fully recognize the whole name before it disappeared. But, well, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Every follower does help. I appreciate that you thought I was worth watching and potentially watching again. So, yay. Yeah? Yes? Oh. The one you just timed out? No, he's been here and is actually chatting. Yeah, I read the name, and I definitely did not read that whole name. I just been calling him Drake. But he's actually been behaving. His name is naughty, but he was being good. He didn't say anything bad.
If it helps, sweetie, before any time I was actually researching the profile. Because, yeah, the name kind of threw me off, but I checked the Twitter and a bunch of other things went down on it. Just
apparently they are okay. We looked into them. They are actually all right. The new one was the Carol in Ellen. Carolyn Ellen. I'm just going to call them Carol, unless they have something they'd rather be called. That seems effective.
But the offensive name person?
No, the offensive name person is called Drake, and they're actually okay. They've been behaving, and they're actually a legitimate user. So I apologize there, Drake, that you got locked out there. We can see about getting that fixed. Sorry. I didn't mean to accidentally time someone.
Totally sorry. So sorry, Caddie.
It's alright. Let's see, can I open myself into moderation mode? I don't know if you're in a chat. Back to that.
because my whole system's really, really slow right now. I can't seem to do anything. I'm trying.
You got it? Thank you. Thank you.
I'm not able to.
Yeah, he seems to be okay. Dink. And yeah, when it comes to reading someone's name that's naughty, before a bad word comes out of my mouth, I do tend to stop myself most of the time. I quickly saw the first part of his name, and I was just like, huh, yeah, I'm not gonna say that stuff. But he's been in the chat before, and he's a good boy. I'm assuming a him since, well, what the rest of the name all implies. Much of a pocky there. No. Pocked. Yeah. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. It can stay there. I do not need to equip it. When Nepal found the catnip. I was enjoying that bucket earlier today. This is a very kitty-friendly zone. And yep, Drake agrees, Nepal found the catnip. And yeah, it is a big bucket of catnip, so look out. It is fun watching cats who react to nip on it, because all of a sudden they'll go like rolling on the floor or just acting completely stoned. And then you'll find one cat that doesn't have a reaction to it, and they'll just be like, yeah, whatever. Woot! Then he found the cone of shame. Cone of shame! Neat.
Basically out of
Yee. OVL Toolkit is your friend, and it is free. Well, there are paid versions with extra options, but basic OVR Toolkit does not cost you anything and gives you at least some function options, like offsets and things. Oh, I'm sorry. Stupid Steam not play nice. Well, tell it to be nice. Tell it to me we're super. We are definitely hoping to have faster potatoes come spring to summer of next year. These computers are now 6-ish, give or take. But we're running i7s with 32 gigs of RAM, and we upgraded to 3080s, so it's not like we're running anything bad. It's just the version of an i7 we have is not as fast, and we're assuming that's our current hindrance point. And Batman fan be given the boop. Boop to you too, Batman fan. The Batman fan, I gotta say, also a fan of Batman. Batman's cool. One of my favorite quizzes is who wins in a battle between Batman and Superman? If Batman doesn't have kryptonite. The answer is Batman with kryptonite. But Batman, you said Batman doesn't have kryptonite. Batman would always have the kryptonite. And Denny's apologizing. It's okay, Denny. Nobody's grumpy. We're all good. Some people's names are just a little bit more interesting. I'm sus. I'm catty. I'm very catty. It has definitely been nice having Caddie. No, Caddie is big. It has been really nice having off an extra day out of the week for this nice long stretch. It does blow the mind how much just one more free day out of a week can affect you positively. So all those studies about productivity and how much more employers were getting out of employees, paying them still the equivalent of a 40-hour work week, but only having them work 4 days, 8 hours a day, they actually got more work done on average than the people that had to work 40 hours in that same work week. It's cool, Denny. Yeah. Where are you? Oh my. Aww. I got him on. Come on. I hear beats behind me.
Yeah, my Infinity project finally completed.
Yeah.
So that's it.
I am very surprised. Apparently Fopsy's playing in Unity, and I did not hear immense amounts of swearing.
You're streaming. I don't want to swear on stream.
The answer I got was, you're streaming. I don't want to swear while you're streaming.
I like something about respect. Who's trying to be? Unity just likes to eat our lives. Yeah. Caddie's area there. Try not to put fire.
Hmm. Hmm.
You can even put a French flag with the meal on.
Hmm.
Pretty cool. And they also have like this like kind of thing where you can play your achievements and stuff. They took that away from everyone who uses taco.
Aw, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I don't very much.
I like when I come on. I'm just. I feel like it's so much effort to get in and get going anytime. That's the thing that drags me the most about it. It's like, oh, strap on all my things, then do the T-pose, make sure all my stuff is lined up, and then find what avatar I want to be, and then try and see if anyone I know is on that actually has time to hang out. And the only way you know for sure is you send a request and hope they have time and they feel like accepting. And you don't want to send out 2 requests because then maybe one doesn't notice your request right away and then they accept you a moment later and yeah.
Very, very cool if you're not. VR is like, I don't know what the isolation.
Apparently, currently I know 24 people that are in, 2 of which are in this room, so take that out. So there's 22 other people on, and I don't know if any of them actually have time and or want to hang out if I message them. So I have, if I were to have come on just to hang out, I might have strapped all this stuff on, sent out a message, waited around for 5 minutes, not heard anything, sent out another message, wait around, not heard anything for 5 minutes, sent out another message, wait around for 5 minutes, etc., etc. Later, a half hour of having been on is through, and I still haven't done anything. Because most of my friends are also friends of each other, there's a good chance they're all in the same room, and if one of them didn't want to hang out with me, then I'm just messaging down a chain of people that all aren't going to want to hang out with me because their other person would be saying no at the moment. Meh. Cause I'm boring. Boring line. Press the boring blue switches. Makes it so it doesn't make all the whirring and buzzing noises anymore. Good news though, one of the things that happens when Sam's Club burn occurs is the popcorn chicken supply is replenished. I'm not kidding when I say I bought 16 pounds again of popcorn chicken. It is. And I have a deep freeze. But the cost difference between buying the popcorn chicken at Sam's Club to buying the brand name stuff at Walmart or Meijer, it was almost twice the cost. So I'll go to Sam's Club and I'll buy their store brand popcorn chicken, which is actually really nice. And, well, I buy a month's supply. Because it's a very versatile food product. You can eat it with different sauces or over rice or with noodles. on a sandwich, or just as a munchie all of its own. Gorgeous. Specifically, we buy the blue bag, not the red bag. It's the best deal. And I think it has a slightly better flavor. It tends to be in slightly bigger chunks.
There you going, Danny. Texas is going ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's alright.
Go have some relax there, little Ben Ben. Be a good girl.
Alright, thank you.
Thank you for hanging out. I'll see you again. Beep. Now Nepal is a goatee or a demon. Demon goat. I'm down for that. I like demons. I like goats. I like angels. I like all sorts of things. I don't discriminate. Yeah, kinda. There's angels that have a different job set. They work for the downstairs, or instead of like the upstairs people, or something like that. Something like that. Depending on what your religion says. Now my water bottle is a little different. Don't fill. Oh. Nepal, you need to go to Pittsburgh and get me a refill on the Sweat and Tears from Anthrocon. I'm running low in this bottle right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's only one time.
Isn't there supplies that we keep in the convention center that we can go rob?
Those supplies are not because we were there just a couple weeks ago.
Oh man. You just send the furries back and have them all sweat and cry more. That's the requirement. And my hip tracker is really off. I'm just looking at the camera and seeing, wow, I look like I'm doing the hip bump. I'm going to shut it off. Or is it off? Oh, it had turned itself off. Well, that would explain it. Eh. Oh, well, that's better. This is better. This is good. We're better this way.
Apparently, the Caddie pretzel show.
We're all good here. We're all fine. How are you? Oh, there we go. Get reassessed.
That line from Star Wars. It's so much
Out of all the random things I was watching this last weekend, I rewatched most of the main Star Wars movies. So, yes, I did rewatch the original 3 this weekend for fun.
the original, the good one.
I stand by my favorite Star Wars movie is Empire. Though as a kid, I would have had it dead last out of the original 3. When I was little, I didn't understand it as much, so I just looked at it as kind of confusing, middle of a story type stuff. A New Hope. A New Hope, you had a success. It was initially meant as a standalone. And Return of the Jedi, you had a big, like, final battle, and a big star battle, and a big ground battle, and it felt like double level epic. But looking at them now,
Return of the Jedi. That Ewok battle again.
Ironically, that's one of the things most people hate. I don't hate it myself. Um, I think the Battle of Hoth could have been better. Um, seeing other stuff that involves the rebels and stuff they had, you'd think they could have been able to take out some AT-ATs with another way besides doing the tie up the legs game. That just felt like, no, we don't have invincible. If the walkers were that invincible, we just put, rocket engines on them and send them up as spaceships. Oh no, our blasters can't hurt them. Wrap the TIE fighters in those. You'd be fine. You'd win every battle. What do we have? There's a big thing flying at us with these legs just dangling below it. Shoot it! Sorry, blasters don't work. Well, tie its legs up and make it fall over. That's not going to work. It's in space. It's not going to fall over and just keep coming.
What about episodes 1, 2, and 3? Which one do you like the most?
Least movie one, Phantom Menace.
Okay. Okay. Because for me, I dislike that the most. That's my least favorite one. One scene. One particular scene where they describe the Force as basically
And yeah, that's what I was thinking. Space infection. There was a lot of things I didn't like about Phantom Menace. I felt they made Anakin.
That was the biggest issue.
Yeah, I felt they made Anakin way too young. I mean, literally a kid as opposed to being like a teenager, a Luke Skywalker type age. That would have made more sense. And then a kid accidentally flying a starship in the end, accidentally going into all the way in through to where the reactor core was in the ship and blowing it up. I'm like, that's highly unlikely. Now you're making stuff up.
I mean, that doesn't bother me as much as, the fourth explanation or,
Jar Jar Binks was a sad item in existence. No, that's not that's an offense. That's an offense in so many ways. Now, I'm not going to say it's an offense because they gave him an accent, because, like, every species seems to have accents. Like, first we had the British, and then we had, I don't know if they're supposed to be Chinese or Japanese, the Trade Federation people. But I honestly thought that was offensive. Like, oh, it would have been even worse if the characters were yellow, okay? I mean, yeah, at least they were kind of green.
They have the eyes and they have the eyes. People almost wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of liked the British accent they gave to the Imperials from the whole first set of movies. I thought at least it gave it. It was an approachable, but not loud, offensive accent.
Well, it helped that the one guy that played the head general was British himself, and that's
Peter Cushing?
yes, thank you.
Do you remember the first couple times they had CG Peter Cushing showing up in some of the later stuff, like the end of episode 3 and in Rogue One? I've had people not know that he was dead whenever that was all made.
To their credit, they actually did some
Yeah. I was, for as good as we can make, if all we have to make in CGI characters is Peter Cushing's for the rest of eternity, we have that down technology-wise. Just replace all actors with him.
Leia was good too.
She was good, but she felt to me a little like she was... It felt a little like she was copied and pasted the location. But you only see her for a very, very brief time. So it's not like there was you're staring at her for 20 minutes. It was all the way at the end, and it's, if you're still paying attention to the exact details, then your name is Caddie. But it almost felt like her face was like, it felt like it was floating in the hood or whatever she was wearing around her head, and it just kind of felt like it was bobbling for me a little bit. But that may have just been my perspective. Elsewise, she looked right.
Yeah, a little bit, but for how short she was on screen.
Yeah. And in the... I don't mean to spoil. Spoiler alert for anyone that hasn't seen the end of Mandalorian, or the halfway point of Mandalorian yet. When Luke Skywalker showed up, wow. He looked and felt like end of Jedi Luke Skywalker. He looked and felt like his young self. And obviously we've seen what Mark Hamill looked like at that point, because they didn't put too much makeup on him for episodes, the end of episode 7 and episode 8. Yeah, that's the right numbers. I count good. I math. And if you look at all the CGI cartoons that came out of, well, all the CGI cartoons where they created copies of a lot of these characters in either their transition phase between movies or before points, because there was a Grand Moff Tarkin as a Captain Tarkin in near the end of the Clone Wars series, and looking at him being a slightly younger Peter Cushing was interesting, because it felt like they actually nailed a slightly younger him.
Yeah.
And all the transition phases of Anakin from at the beginning of the Clone Wars series to the end of it, he did slowly change in both personality and look from not long after Attack of the Clones to Revenge of the Sith. And poor little Ahsoka went from being a annoying little brat thing from her first episode to being a character that I actually do want to see more of, and I was happy that she showed up in other stuff. I was happy she showed up in Rebels and in... She almost Jar Jarred it. But she said no talking like she dopey. Yeah. Speaking of Star Wars, all the merch hasn't sold too well. Some toys never leave shelves. You know, if it isn't something that's extremely mainline, it's a lot harder to move merch. So you're going to sell your Darth Vader out. You're going to sell your Luke Skywalker out. but I think it was even before episode 8 had been in theaters. The mechanic girl that fell in love with Finn, I can't even remember her name. She was in the clearance bin at a few stores I went to. The movie wasn't even out yet. I didn't even know who she was yet, but she was already clearanced. Which, I was like, wow. I guess nobody liked her.
That's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, I thought she was an okay character, but unless you're a big collector and you buy all of a thing, again, yeah, you're gonna buy your Darth Vader, maybe a C-3PO or a Leia or something, but you're not gonna buy Ugnaught number 7 because you don't even have a name tag. Just lay down on the ground and die. Flaminier! Welcome to the fun. Oh, bad news for you, Flaminier. You accidentally got resurrected again. I'm sorry. Oh no. It randomly picks who gets resurrected. Oh well, I'll die again. Yes, you will. People have died way too fast. It feels like sometimes even on a single 3-hour stream, I'll bring someone back to life, and then by the end of the stream, they're dead again. It's like, ugh. Foxy, how many times do I have to bring you back to life today? I don't have enough bones to do this. I may throw you in the mulch bucket next time you die just to make sure it doesn't happen again. You can become fertilizer. And other Star Wars stuff, I have been enjoying most. Too bad there's no cremation option. No cremation, but fertilization, yes. The one bucket does turn you into fertilizer. As an avid Star Wars fan, I have seen everything that's been out at any given moment. I will agree that Star Wars Christmas Special probably was a bad idea.
Holiday special.
Hmm?
Holiday special.
Holiday Special, I'm
Specifically
sorry.
Holiday
Holiday
special. Which
Special.
I have that on a thumb drive right
It's on one of my hard drives. I keep a copy of it. I have a friend who got a bootleg DVD copy of it. Star Wars stuff, are you a lightsaber fan, or are you a blaster plus thermal detonator combo? Or are you all for space combat? Yes. All of it, every bit of it. I find all the variants entertaining. Well, you know, one Star Wars...
Blaster in that combo is interesting, but the lightsabers are just
Jedi are usually OP in pretty much every RPG variant. I will admit I have not watched the new kiddie version of Star Wars that's been out on Disney Plus. The Young Jedi, whatever thingy.
Yeah, but we all know how that ends.
Womp womp. Anakin's gonna cut them all down.
Saw a meme about that the other day and I just lost it.
I feel ya. I feel ya. I have not hated most of the new Star Wars content that's come out, besides the movies. The movies have been okay for the most part. I don't hate or love the new trilogy. It took me 3 tries to watch Solo to not fall asleep through it. Rogue One I loved.
Yeah, Rogue One I thought was really good. I love seeing how, because they only just briefly mentioned it in the original movie, and it was nice to see how that kind of story kind of played out.
The whole concept of the original trilogy, I felt I thought was supposed to answer up until the beginning of the game, effectively, where we started this whole process, but it didn't. And then Rogue One specifically filled in the blank right before Chaos Type A, right down to the Carillion Corvette shooting off to go find Obi-Wan. And yes, Flaminier Topsy does really like Star Wars too. I feel some of the series could have been movies or shorts. And they might have been better. Andor, I felt, was too drug out and had way too many dull points. Obi-Wan could have been so much of a better story had it been trimmed. They aren't horrible. They're still fun to watch. But it's like you went and got the Lord of the Rings extended edition where we just see the hobbits walking for 3 hours. Where we just didn't cut that part out. We just kept it going.
The trees watching that.
Thank you, love.
I'd rather watch the Hobbits going for 3 hours than a 20-minute driving scene.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, Flammy says Rogue One was exceptional. Also, in fact, that Mads Mikkelsen, so that's one of the actors, I'm bad at remembering these things, was actually playing a good guy. Noteworthy achievement, like a film where Sean Bean does not die. 17 plus show about Delta Squad. Anyone? Yeah, sure. I'm down for that. Down for anything. I really enjoyed Ahsoka. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, that's the thing about Sean Bean. Every film,
We're sorry, Sean Bean. You're not allowed to live. But I loved Ahsoka. I was really getting into that. I was mad that it ended at episode 8. And major spoiler alert, even if you haven't watched it all the way through, I'm mad it didn't end. Don't do this to me, Disney. DC's been doing it to me. I don't need you to stop series like midway in a plot point. Doom Patrol left me hanging for almost a year. And that wasn't even the end of the season. They just stopped mid-season on that bad boy and just restarted it now. No. No, Disney. No. You finish what you start. Finish what you've begun. Mind what you have learned. Help you it can. Go in Star Wars. Use the knowledge.
although I don't think this is Marvel
Everybody's been doing it to us lately. It's easier to know that you have a project to work on next month, whenever this one's done, than it is to have to figure out the next project to be. So financially, I understand why they made the Hobbit 3 movies, why they made season cuts in the middle, like why the Mandalorian felt like it was only kind of a midweek climax when the first season ends. Danny says it's tickle the teacup lion time. Only if you pay for 10 gift subs. What?
Hey, you put a price on it, so who's gonna do it?
This is true. Put a price tag on it. Put a price tag on it that could, like, buy some hardware or something for the channel.
Let's be honest, if especially if it's the extended cuts, that's like 12 or 14.
Well, yeah. Well, for those, I would have taken each book gets its own movie is fine. Even the extended cut, I could see people sitting in the movie theater for a Fellowship of the Ring or the Two Towers or whatever. I can see people. We sat through all of the Chaos Emerald Wars or whatever that was that Marvel did with the Hand of Fate. We sat through those. Those were like 3-hour movies. We could sit through a 3-hour one of the Lord of the Rings. The Hobbit did not need to be a total of 9 hours in and of itself. Ooh, long one here. I got a read coming on. Dying is...
Especially with all the stuff in
Yeah. They added way too much. They tacked on. Because that book was the shortest of the 4, and they made it giant. Okay. Dying is an art form. Plus, I would imagine Sean Bean has VIP card for Reaper services. Should call Cuddle Shop. I have not watched Ahsoka, but I did watch 2 seasons of Rebels and kind of felt mixed about it. I like the blanket racism the Empire showed for non-humans, and the frailty of lives and the aggressive oppression seen by some of the protagonists. Would have preferred less Inquisitors, definitely not a fan of the Inquisitor blade, and wish it had been a little less force sensitive. Didn't he fly in too close to the sun? Honestly, once you get to season 3 of Rebels, it really opens up and gets a lot more deeper. Season 1 is very much a kitty get to know your neighbors season. Season 2, they started to actually get something going. And season 3 and season 4, shiz gets real. And in a good way. The Empire was always very xenophobic about non-humans. If you noticed in the first 3 movies that existed, the Empire had just people. They didn't have anybody else. They were, yeah.
They made use of other races.
Oh, that, yeah. But they were very unhappy about it, if you noticed. Bounty hunters, we don't need their scum. They weren't keeping them. They were just hiring them. They're not. They're second class. Bounty hunters.
For a very limited purpose.
Exactly. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, I was collecting the Star Wars CCG cards, and every time I got something cool like a bounty hunter, I was always excited. I put that right in the front of my favorite cards box. And I have quite a few named Star Destroyers in that box of cards. I didn't know that many Star Destroyers had names. Disney was around 100 years, and they're slumping. That's all I'm saying about that. Welcome to any company that's not sure what to do with themselves. Most movie producers are not doing good right now due to people not going out to the theaters anymore, hardly. And hello, Raven Rose. Welcome to the fun. We're currently talking about Star Wars, apparently. Any favorite games amongst the Star Wars? Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. By far. Hero.
I would have to vote for Lego Star Wars.
Okay, yes. The Lego Star Wars series were amazing. Those were fun as all get out, but I was so good with those as Star Wars. They feel just more like they're a Lego game that happens to be Star Wars. But I love them. I'm not going to deny that. And thank you for shouting out Raven.
And
he-
also, Han shot first.
Han shot only. Han shot. Han had a gun under the table, and he got tired of the conversation, and he pulled a trigger. Greedo had no chance. He was dead before he felt it. But yes, I am awesome there, Raven. I am awesome. I hope you're doing well, too. I played a lot of the Star Wars games when they were newer. I can't remember which one it was, but one of the earlier first-person shooter-esque ones that had a lightsaber in. I didn't know how to drive it correctly, but man, did I run around and wave a lightsaber really awkwardly. I am not, but I am. Oh, I'm sorry, Raven. I'm sorry. Oh, these are hot. Yeah. Oh, and what was that one that was on PS3 and Wii? And the Star Killer guy. Whatever that was called. I like that one a lot.
That's not the one that had all those microtransactions.
No microtransactions in that one. You were just... It started out... Darth Vader was still around. You were kind of his apprentice, and...
Fortunately.
That's the one! Yeah, that was pretty darn good. Yeah, Fleming, you're also said Force Unleashed.
That's where I read it from.
Oh. Yay! We're both reading the chat! And yay, thank you for flash hugging, Raven. I saw my boyfriend, but leaving. Okay, Raven, I feel you there 100%. I'm going to interrupt everything to give a quick story. Long ago, really long ago, before Fopsy and I lived together, we were at Anthrocon together. We were sharing a room, us and some of our friends. And I took Fopsy and one of our friends back to the airport from downtown Pittsburgh. I dropped them off, I got in my car, and I could not drive for several minutes because I was crying. Because I had let that wonderful person walk out of my life. And now I don't let that happen. So yes, I feel you hard there, Raven.
I remember the same thing following MSF 2010 before my husband and I were living together and married. It was very, very difficult.
Yeah. Sometimes you just know that someone is the one that's going to be part of you forever, and you know it's hard to just let them go. Also, I'm being hugged for reals by the Foxy. Which is awesome. I love you, sweetie. Funny enough, seeing season 1 of LEGO Star Wars Animations, company treated that franchise with respect and dignity even for a children's show. LEGO was even allowed to make their own story in Star Wars, the Freemaker Saga, which I honestly was very entertaining. You know what? You're bringing up more stuff I haven't watched of the Star Wars. I need to watch that one. I've seen a couple episodes. I thought it was cool. And yeah, Raven, I feel ya. It's hard to release the one you love. Waving a lightsaber around in an uncomfortable manner sounds like Phantom Menace games on PC. No, this was on. Well, this was on PC. I think it was like one of the Force Unleashed ones or something. I can't remember the name of it. I played it back in my LAN party days, back in the early 2000-ish zone. Wild says, I've had that happen once myself. Was getting ready to leave somebody wonderful I was visiting, and I was holding back tears as boarding a plane. Oh, sorry. Raven says, though you don't want to hear it all. Anyway, I'm going to hi to others. Okay, well, have fun, Raven, and it's okay. Trust me, most of us in this chat understand. We have probably been there more than you think. So, it's okay, Raven. Yes. Very yes. Somebody's got to be there to hug you whenever your boyfriend, girlfriend, other friend, question mark friend, is no longer in your presence anymore. Try to cover every base. Sometime back, I did buy a Steam bundle with a bunch of Star Wars games. I don't remember what they all are, and I didn't play half of them because a lot of them were ancient, like the old X-Wing games. And if you didn't guess, the controls did not age well. Alright, let's see here. I got Star Wars Battlefront 2 Classic 2005, Star Wars Epic Gold War, Epic at War, Empire at War Gold Pack, Galactic Battlegrounds Saga. Is that what I think it is? Do I actually own that? Really? No, go back. I don't want to see that. Is that the... I hope that's what I think it is. Dark Forces, Jedi Knight, Dark Forces 2, Jedi Knight Mysteries of the Sith, Jedi Knight 2 Outcast, Jedi Academy, Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, Republic Commando, Starfighter, the Clone Wars Republic Hero. Apparently I require an update on that. Force Unleashed. Ooh, I have both the Force Unleashed on here. Sweet. Play through that again. So that's all the Star Wars games I have on the in that bundle. I didn't realize I had the Force Unleashed in there. If that Galactic Battlegrounds is the one I think it is, I won't play that again. If that's not what I think it is, I probably don't want to play it. Empire at War has the origin story of the AT-AT, and the creator, the same general, was the spearhead of the Hoth assault. General Veers, prepare your men. Oh, one of the Star Wars games I loved, I don't know if it's that Galactic Battlegrounds that it's listed or not, but it was basically an Age of Empires reskin to be Star Wars stuff. OMG. Star Wars Age of Empires. It was amusing. It was fun. Jedis were OP in that too. As per expected. I mean, they're Jedi. They're always going to be OP. I don't need that open. What are you? Oh, I don't need you open. Go away, extra windows. There.
It might have been either Rebel Assault or Firefighter.
Those were both good. Back when they were, anyway.
Yeah, like
The problem with those, like, at the time, they were amazing. But controls have changed on how we do flight in video games and stuff now. So, it was... When I tried to play one of the old school, the super old Star Wars flight games, it was just like, nah. I flew for like 3 seconds. I'm like, I can't take these polygons and this driving. Back in the 90s, I was all together with that. Now, no. Age of Empires at Star Wars sounds like Force Commander. Something like that. But I remember it had the name Battleground in it, so it might have been that one, it might not have been. It's one of those, I can't remember for sure the name, because again, that was an early 2000s game, and now we're at 2023. My memory's not that great. I own it on actual CDs. It took 2 CDs. Be amazed. Don't say that. I don't worry. This is gonna my CD games are gonna break. If I may, original Star Wars gave us the first good examples of strong female protagonists. You are. It is some of the earlier good female protagies. Leia was.
I mean, you know what earlier than that, like,
Yeah. She owned her job. She took it. But it was definitely Star Wars. Definitely.
So, the original Star Trek series got a lot of flack for
Oh yeah. I mean, you had. Forgive me for if I use any improper terms here. You had a black lady who was on the bridge of your starship. You had a Russian guy gunning. Scandal. Scandal.
and you had
An Asian American too. Yeah, you had an Asian American driving your ship. You had a Russian guy shooting your ship. You had a Scottish guy making your ship go. Wow.
James Doohan, who plays Scotty, amazing, legitimately amazing person.
I wouldn't doubt it. Every time I've seen him on screen, he always felt so... He felt like he wanted to be there. There's certain actors who you could just tell they don't want to be doing what they're doing today. Him, he just always seemed like he was having fun. I liked him when he was on screen, no matter what show, no matter what age he was. Heck, even when he showed up in Next Generation and him and Geordi were doing a thing or whatever, it's like he was still him. Do you remember the bar scene? I need some real alcohol. Caddie has some real alcohol under here. Here, this is. This is. This is. This is blue.
Not so much, but I remember the bar scene where Data was trying alcohol when he had a relationship.
I think you hate this. I hate this. I really hate this. Would you like another? Yes, please. I recall hearing something that the original Star Trek series gave the audience the first white male black woman kiss scene on TV in history. Yep. I believe it was a Toys of the 80s and 90s documentary on Netflix. But I do remember hearing that, so yeah.
But they were being mind controlled, so it was fine.
Oh, but they were being mind controlled, so it was fine. That's why it was able to pass. Thank you, Fopsy, for the detail. Alcohol?
That's how they got away with it.
That's how they got away with it. Alcohol, I'm a cook, and I know about fermenting low alcohol content drinks and low alcohol mead. At your service, Caddie. Woot! I do like doing some fermenting. I haven't done it in quite a few years. I learned how to do it when I was living with previous roommates, and I was getting pretty good at it, but I moved out. Hardware was theirs, so that stopped. And I do love cooking with alcohol. Then you take the bottle, and you make sure it tastes good some more. And you put it down.
I live by the adage, I cook with alcohol. Sometimes
Chicken marsala or just a marsala wine sauce for sketties or whatever is definitely on my I love to do it list. It's actually been getting harder lately. I think it was around since pandemic start, 2020. It's been harder to find marsala wine in Fort Wayne. I got one alcohol shop that's been stocking it. Before then, every grocery store I could go to, there was this one-off brand, like practically store brand one, which was fine for cooking with. I would pick up. Now, none of them have any of that brand. But I do make a mean marsala sauce. Also, putting a beer in your chili really helps. Apples are the easiest. Their skin contains natural yeast, hence no need for additional yeast. Very popular commercial made ciders and drinks. Yee. I do love a good apple cider. I also loved it better whenever Costaco Market did not pasteurize their non-alcoholic apple cider, because Mom and Dad would buy it and forget how long they had bought it, and it went from sweet to tingly. Now, it didn't go to, like, I'm gonna get drunk booze level, but it just got to that point where the flavor changes from kind of like sweet syrupy flavor to the way a hard cider tastes, that more of a tingly sharp flavor. Oh, I loved that. I didn't know why I loved it as a kid, but I loved it. And then at some point they started pasteurizing, and it's like it never did it anymore. Ruined it. Yeah. And for everyone in this chat room and everywhere, you don't know what Costaco Farms is? And that there's a reason for that. It's an apple orchard near Apollo. So unless you grew up in the specific part of Pennsylvania I grew up in, you literally have no idea. And that's okay. Still good apple cider. Just can't make it tingly. It's true. And I know where to find brewing supplies. I don't drink as much anymore because I don't get around to it. I don't have time for it. Like, I bought a 12-pack of beer a month and a half ago. Fopsy drank several of them. I still have 4 left in the fridge. I should have one of those tonight. They're in the meat drawer. Because that was like one of the free spaces when I was putting stuff in the fridge. I usually find it's either too late, or I'm about to eat something sweet and then beer will taste yucky. Or I'm about to drive, or I might have to drive in very soon, or it's too early in the day. So it's weird. I don't have an alcohol problem because I don't have time to drink alcohol. When we first moved to this state, when we first moved to this state and I had grocery stores that had alcohol in it, it made me so happy. Every time I'd go to the grocery store, I'd come out with a 6-pack till I realized how much beer I'd picked up, or how much other, like, Mike's Hard Something or Hard Cider or whatever's. It's like, why do I have 30-some bottles? Oh, Kiss Chat, you got it. What? Need to rearrange myself. Yeah, there's specific laws about whether or not a grocery store can have liquor. The only way they can now in Pennsylvania is if they set it up as a restaurant with a liquor license, which has a maximum of like 12 bottles of beer equivalent per purchase. So you could go and pick up a 12er of Yingling, but you could not buy a 24-pack. And hello, Eric Strong. I am doing pretty darn okay. I'm just hanging out here with Nepal, who's currently being a little demon goat, which is adorable, by the way. I really love it, this little self you picked. And Flammy's... Don't feel bad. I only have like 6 not free avatars at the moment, this being one of them. And the only reason I have this is because I tried on the free variant. Avatars. Avatars. Scroll up. There it is. Change. And I loved how it looked and felt. And then we looked it up and found they had the lion option. So I had to get the lion one. But yes, the Kiggy is free, and if you need to clone this, I can leave it on for a little bit. I think I have cloning turned on. It does have color wheel options, not based pink. I kind of figured. At the very least, you were up there looking at it, because, well, I put on something cute. Good, and yeah, she's a cute demon, cute just like you, cute like, it's only fitting. Well, yes. Nepal's a cute little demon goatee. I'm, at the moment, cute little demon goatee. I'm currently a pink kitty, who is not cute. She's not cute. I'm not cute. Yeah, not so much. Wow. Oh, bring up your... Are you in desktop mode right now? Or you're on the desktop, I think. I think if you bring up the big... Not the little wheel menu, but the first menu, where you don't expand it out, and then click on me, and it'll fill me in a pill. Either that or there is a select in the lower right. So, there you go, you figured it out. Trust me, the first time someone tried to explain it to me when they were they were in VR mode, in headsetting mode, and I was in desktop, they kept trying to tell me how to do it, and they weren't explaining correctly where to find it. So I've been on both ends of the stick. It's only fitting you are too. That's swishy, fluffy tail is so cute. Well, this kitty does have a nice swishy, fluffy tail. I do like the Kiggy. The Kiggy is a really good avatar. And if you have the ability to purchase critters and you want like one with a wide range of abilities, this one is a very, very well made critter. Several different options. There's a female one and a male one, so you'd have to buy one or the other. But they have like a variety, like a lynx, a lion, a kitty. And they have the MMD blend shapes in the mouth. So if I go to an MMD world, it does sing along properly, and so does my lion. Nepal's having fun over there playing with the Kiki at the mirror. Another one of the Star Wars series that kind of started and stopped, and I don't know if they're doing more with it, was the Star Wars Resistance. I was annoyed at its first season. It felt way too kidsy. Like talking down to kids level, not like it's made for children but still good. It felt way too talking down to kids. The second season of it was better, and then it just kind of stopped. I'm pretty sure we have more Bad Batch. That was the sequel to Clone Wars that they recently started. Recently being in the last few years. I mean, recently is really relative. But it's made a couple of seasons, and it definitely feels like it is pushing the Clone Wars era story forward more than Rebels. Kind of just shuttered it and skipped on to the next section, effectively, of Star Wars existence. It's more addressing that clones still existed, that they're starting to bring out the stormtroopers, which were not clones, they're conscripts. And I feel like it had a really good story to it so far. It's got a lot going on for it. It's got some good characters that they created specifically for that series. And I actually was enjoying all of them. Last season, again, ended on a cliffhanger. Thank you for everything that's doing that. So I really hope they're going to keep going because we were stuck. At least right now we have Loki going on. We have Doom Patrol's giving us new episodes right now. So I got at least a couple things to watch every week. Definitely think Nepal's enjoying the kitty. But I may not say everything Star Wars has done is like the best, but very few things will I say are the worst. Be it under Lucasfilm's rule or under Disney's glove pod fist, they've at least kept me entertained. And there we go. We have a stripy Nepal. Looks good on you. Good Kiki.
Oh my god.
I did not. But apparently there is. I'm okay with this. I definitely like Kiggies. They are a fun critter. And I don't think if you did want to buy the purchase versions, they're that expensive. I think they were like $35 for the normal model, like $37 for the one with a few more options. And even if you wanted to make a resellable variant, it was only like $45 or $50, something like that. Well, I'm not trying to resell or anything, so I didn't buy any of those kinds of license sizes. But Fopsy did make sure we got the medium one that had more editing options. Being my avatar technical support, I trust her choices as to what was the right options to get. Oh yeah, it's got a great tail. I love this tail. It's very kitty, very sweet. And the face is just so cute. It feels very kitty. Because I've seen enough cat avatars and dog avatars. It's like, yeah, that looks like a, if you made a cat out of a computer model. This I felt looked like a cat that you snapped onto an anthropomorphic body, as opposed to you tried to shape polygons into a cat.
Yeah, and the larger eyes help.
Oh yeah, the large eyes definitely help. Well, poison Nepal. Nepal's now a Kiggy. That's fixed. I've also been a fan of the otter. I have considered buying a purchased otter. AWTTER. I know a lot of people have them, but they're so cute. I have quite a few Hobkins. And I think we have all the files to upload all the Hobbit variants. So this is definitely another one of my more important to me ones. Oh, this is not a good angle. Yeah, we're not going to save that for now because I don't feel like resetting myself. She's good and all, but I'd have to stand up, reorient, and reassess. Avatar stuck. Alright, got to bounce in and out of Avatar because it didn't load. I don't want to be a floating robot man. Otter for a second. Kiki. There we go. Kiki again. Better. Also, the Kiki's expressions I'm starting to learn, so it's the same on this as it is on the Caddie Kiki. How cute. Ooh, that kitten fish. Nepal's in the fish tank. We let this happen. Oh, hey, Caddie. Popsy, in your experiences with furry conventions around the U.S., there's one thing I'm curious about. Have you ever seen Eroticon being played at a convention? I am Air. Eroticon? I don't recognize that word. Not there a call? No. Okay, Fopsy agrees. Yeah, I don't know that particular word, so guessing not. Ooh. And I can definitely say I've been to quite a few furry conventions. Someone asked me a few weeks ago how many I was at, and I had listed a number. And then Fopsy asked me a question. Well, the number should be off by 2 because you also went to Europe first. I was like, I forgot to count that one. But let's see. The answer to that is Fur Fright, Fur Affinities Con, Anthrocon, Morphicon, MFF, WPAFW, FC. I think that's everything. Well, I know, Nepal, you've been to at least Anthrocon and MFF. Anything else fun? Oh my! Ooh, FWA. Haven't done that one. I should go to that when I live next door. IFC? Oh no, that's Indy FurCon. Motor City. I remember. Oh shoot! I even forgot another one. We went to Furthermore. I got dragged to that one year. Guest of honor got a double room suite and said that they were lonely and wanted us to come down. So we were pretty close. Got in the car and drove down to Baltimore and hung out. And they gave us the spare room. Woo! That was, his name is now Rakul, from Pseudodile, formerly known as Midori. It was fun because he let me borrow the Nick Wilde fursuit head that he'd made to show off at that con. And we had a similar build. And I walked down to the convention space, and staff members were asking me questions about things I'm doing, and I had to go up and quietly say, I'm not who you think I am. He's upstairs in the room taking a snack. At least a few times, having worn that particular one, I have been approached by people at other cons thinking I was him. It's like, no. He doesn't has this anymore. We has this. Because that Nick is currently sitting on the shelf. Well, from where I'm sitting, here. I'm pointing at it in real life. And I'm pretty darn sure my point is fairly accurate because of where my feet are. I know where my existence is. Double check. Ha! I was right. I was actually pointing right at him. Yes. Spatial orientation. Foxy says, not in public at least. Sure, it's played in private rooms. A lot of games, even non-adult games, are. Okay, for Otacon is now that defunct naughty card game. Caddie and Foxy, do either of you volunteer any cons? We have. All right, volunteer.
They're smart.
I have volunteered at almost every con I've been at least once. I have been a volunteer. Not like I went for volunteer hours to specifically get a free membership. But I volunteered enough to the level of, yeah, okay, we need volunteers to come carry out unset up chairs or something, or move boxes around. Yes, done that. We both been chair people on a convention. Well, Wapafwa. I was the head cook of that convention for a lot of years. Too many years. Too many years. Too much cooking. Particularly in that situation. The convention, the event was Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday was at the zoo or the museum normally. And there was food Friday evening, Saturday morning, Saturday at lunch, and Saturday at dinner. I did almost all of the cooking myself. I would start cooking the weekend before to get certain things done. And at the event, I was first person there, like 7 a.m., start setting up. Last person out, like 2 a.m., knocking to bed till 4 a.m., and then having to get back up again at 7 a.m. to start the whole thing over again. So, yeah.
You didn't follow 16.
I wasn't allowed. Thrifty came and woke me up and said I had to go get the hamburger stuff set up. And then I had to get up. And I was up till 4 in the morning scrubbing out turkey roasters so I had something to put stuff in the next day. Yeah.
What delegation?
I wasn't allowed staff. I fought for staff for so long. I finally got a staff member. I finally was delegating stuff to that person that year. And then another chairperson quit. And my one staff person got promoted to being the chairperson, and I lost my only helper. And it was just like,
That's a promotion.
yeah. So, I kept asking for staff or volunteers or anything. No. One of my very last years at that event, I made General Tso's chicken. Fresh General Tso's chicken for about 150 people.
Oh my gosh.
This was the year we didn't have a kitchen. I had, those turkey fryer burners? I had 2 of those. I was out on the balcony of a ski lodge in off-season, which is where this was. So I had 2 of these jet-level burners with propane tanks attached to them, 2 big woks on them, and I'm frying chicken out on a balcony. Just tossing chicken around, putting it into bus pans, sending it in. Here, next pan, go ahead, feed them. Bring me more chickens. To be fair, it is something I do regularly cook, so it's not like it's a outlandish thing. The hardest part was one of the burners just wasn't getting the right setting. I'd never worked with those before, and someone came out finally and said, "Why are you so slow?" And I was like, "No heat." And that person came up like, "Oh," turns a certain dial on the adjuster, like, "Oh, it has heat now." Oh. Where were you an hour ago?
Yeah, I think I know what valve they're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, the air circulation.
Yeah, it was like a little thing down near like where the gas actually sprays into the burner.
Yeah. I worked in the hospitality section at MFF for 1 year and felt used and abused, so I kind of quit that halfway through the year, the convention. I worked the hospitality lounge at Anthrocon when we still had a super sponsor lounge for, I think it was 4 total years. And it was up to the last year that it even existed, I was part of that group, and I actually ended up quitting because, again, they just expected you to choose to be working in the food lounge just for super sponsors, like all day. They just expected you wanted to be there from 8 a.m. till like midnight. No schedules, no assignments. And from what I heard from every other staff member from Anthrocon, you basically got schedules, or at least rough estimates of, oh, what are you doing? I'm working registration. I work from this period to this period unless they call me and say there's an emergency. Nice. Or I was a security volunteer-ish person. I worked this schedule at the door to the dealer's room or something, or whatever they happen to be doing. And I was like, really? That's the exact opposite of how my experience was. That's why I quit.
Is that when Yelkar was still over at the Adams Mark?
No. Actually, that's when I got the job, was when it was in the Adams Mark. And I did it at the weird Marriott before it left Philly. And 2 years in Pittsburgh.
So you probably, your
Three.
last year was the year before I started staff.
Probably. I stopped staffing at 2 cons just before you started staffing both of them.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Pardon me, Caddie, but was this con Rainforest by any chance? Nope, never went to Rainforest. That was Western PA Furry Weekend that I was the cook at. But yeah, pretty much for volunteering, anyone that's worked a con, it is almost impossible to go to a con or an event, as long as there's not union rules saying you're not allowed to, and having that urge to help. And I don't mean take over, I mean people are carrying boxes from point A to point B, or setting up chairs or something. You feel like an ass if you don't help. I mean, I get that from not just working furry events. I get that from my childhood. Not that I'm part of it anymore or anything, but church events. I mean, good gravy. You're a teenager and you could move a folding chair? You're employed. We need folding chairs set up over here. We need tables set up over here. Go help stir food over here. Put things out here. I mean, it's logical. You feel like you're part of the family at a furry con when it comes to needing to help do the little things. Even the number of times I've seen a dealer struggling carrying boxes into a dealer's room or something, and I was like, do you want help? I can carry for you. I'm not doing anything. Okay, yes. Furry cons are a fun thing. I do enjoy them, but I don't have enough spoons in my brain for more than really 2 a year anymore. I mean, technically I have PTO that I could cover for more than 2, as, like I mentioned, for the last, 3 weeks I've had Mondays off, and I have Mondays off until the week of MFF. That's the first Monday I'm working again. And the only reason I didn't take that Monday off is because I'm taking that Thursday and Friday off too. So I feel kind of dopey having a 2-day work week. And then the week after MFF, I burn my last 5 PTO days, and I take that whole second full week in December off. So yeah, if I had a con I chose to go to and I wanted to spend my time at, yeah, I could easily have gone to Indy Fur Con, or if Motor City Fur Con still exists, I don't know anymore. Or MFM or FWA or any of the other ones. There's practically a con every other week at this point, somewhere in the United States even.
I was gonna say around the world there's one.
Yeah, sometimes two. Any good security stories? I was never really part of security, so I don't got any of those. Part of me misses feeling important at an event that I was doing something big at. I still have people that spot me at Anthrocon that remember me cooking at Western PA Furry Weekend, and they approach me and they say they miss my cooking. They miss the fact that I was making the food, because apparently it's gone downhill since then. I did it right.
Well, the only food that we have at AC is what's provided by the in-house or provided by someone.
Yeah. But they miss my food at Western PA Furry Weekend. The guy that replaced me apparently doesn't do as good a job. Too much stuff that feels like it's just opening cans of green beans and things. Even the one Yuri. I fed my people. I know I was overworking myself, but I made an effort to do things that would make people happy. Some of my last major things where I was doing pulled pork on Friday night. Basically, I looked at things that I could make that I didn't have to babysit. I could put 3 pork shoulders in a turkey roaster and let it go for 8 hours, and it turns into pulled pork. I can make that happen with minimal effort from the get-go and have a very good result. And I can do stupid things, like people ask for pierogies. Alright. I feel your fear here. They were Mrs. T's. I didn't make pierogies from scratch. What I did do was I boiled all of those pierogies. And then I had a 8-burner Viking stove covered in pans. And I worked all of those pans and was just flipping pierogies out, running them like crazy. I would. I love what I do. I hate when I get expected of it. I would make fresh chicken noodle soup for these events. If you've heard the stories of Caddie's chicken noodle soup, they are real. I still have people asking about it. And yes, I'll break down and make it occasionally. Because I like it. I made a pot of it for Labor Day weekend? Yeah, it was Labor Day weekend. We had a gathering. I made a double batch of it because of how many people were there. And I was actually mad at how it tasted. I thought it didn't taste very good. It didn't feel like it was up to my standard. But everybody was there was just saying, "This is amazing. You did such a good job." I'm like, "No, I didn't. I messed it up. It's flat. I got tired. I didn't get enough onions and carrots and celery chopped up. I just went with as far as I got. I felt like I cheated. And they're all like, it's amazing. I'm like, no. I worked in food service quite a few jobs while I was in college and after college because the job I got from my technical school was quite literally tape monkey. I was running around a tape room. Go find the tape with this number. Go put it in this silo. Go find this tape number and go put it in this silo. I got a 2-year degree, technical support for go run and find the number. Bullshit. So yeah, I worked quite a few food service jobs, and I learned a lot from them, and I learned a lot about how to make large amount of food for people. I learned a good way of estimating how much of something I need for however many people are telling me are going to show up. And I always grandma the numbers. And grandmaing the numbers means if there aren't still leftovers in the pans when people are done getting food, didn't make enough, and they're all being polite, not telling you they're still hungry. I actually felt bad at events if food ran out too early. Caddie's Burger Truck, anyone? Well, I'll be sure to ask Uncle Kagi next time on Eurofurence. Okay. If you see Uncle Kagi at Eurofurence, ask him about Eurofurence 9 and his luggage getting lost. And then ask him about Eurofurence 10. Because that's where my luggage was lost. I made it the story. Caddie's Burger Truck, yes. Quite a few of the years, Western PA Furry Weekend, when I was working, it was still started off as a pavilion. Burgers and hot dogs was the main meal mostly. So yes, I literally would have cooked either 120 or 160 hamburgers and the equivalent amount of hot dogs. I am a machine. Okay, 9 and 10, got it. Number 9 was technology. Technology. It was the one in the Czech Republic. My first furry caught was in the Czech Republic.
Wait,
Eurofurence was my first caught. I flew from Pittsburgh to Frankfurt, then got on a train in Frankfurt and rode to Prague to go to a furry con in the Czech Republic to find some old bald guy who told me there's a convention 6 hours drive for me at the other side of Pennsylvania. I didn't know. Back then, that was like 2003. Internet was a lot more of a baby then than it is now. It was still a thing, but it was a lot more of a baby. You didn't just know everything. You didn't just know where all the furry events were. Yeah, I was on a message board, which is where I found out about the one I went to. And if the message board you were on didn't talk about Anthrocon or MFF or FC, you didn't know about those. And I'd never driven across Pennsylvania before, so I probably would have been scared to drive to Anthrocon from Pittsburgh area.
It would be driving across the turnpike.
And at this point, I've driven on that PA Turnpike so many times. I fear not. Only in the winter.
Well, I mean, yeah, because the Tia Turnpike can go up and down as much as you go full.
Up, down, and side to side. If you look at it from a space view, it looks like a tapeworm. When we moved here to Fort Wayne from Carlisle, Pennsylvania, I went from about a 3-hour trip to visit my parents to a 5-hour trip. But it's a lot easier to drive across Ohio if there's snow than it is to drive across the Appalachians if there's snow.
Yeah, that's fair.
Funny story about Prague. My pa went to a local restaurant and asked for a local beer. The bartender asked, local, as in local made in the Czech Republic, a beer made in Prague, a beer made in this part of town, or a beer made on this street. Nice historic city and well worth it. Prague was pretty. I would definitely give Prague props. I got to go into town on our way out, and Prague was really neat. It was neat. I was young, but it was neat. But back then I didn't know nothing. I was a young kid. I was a 20-something-year-old who thought he knew enough to do stuff. Ah. BRB. Well, I'm about to be done here, Fleming, here. When I went to my first Eurofurids, I thought I needed everything that I had that was furry. So I brought my printer, my color inkjet printer, my regular Homewood, and my full flatbed scanner. This is a late 90s flatbed scanner, so we're talking a giant platter. And I don't know why I brought all this stuff. I honestly don't. I thought I needed it for some reason. But yeah. Okay. We are quickly cruising here. It is 10 o'clock, and I would love to get a little snacky poo before it's bedtime and relax a bit. So I'm gonna wrap the world up here. I'm gonna first stop recording. I'm gonna find someplace to